All right, y'all. So I'm back with another episode, and I had to do this episode, man. I'm coming from a men's kind of like mental health type of event. Um, I think it's quiet time with Kings or whatever. But I just wanted to make this episode, man, just to tell y'all, like, surround yourself with people that want to see you win, that you can get around, that you could be vulnerable. Because at this event, just it was just probably about 10 black men, young black men at that. We all speaking about the things that we went through. And to know that it's events like this going on, if you're a young lady and you listen to this episode, hold on, y'all, my bad. Yeah, this podcast is gonna be raw and uncut. And if you know about this, I mean, if you see the podcast description, this is just different life stories of me just speaking about things, that either I'm about to go through in my life, or just things that I've already been through. It's gonna be inspiration. It could be all of that. So y'all just keep typing in and listen to it. It's raw and uncut, just to show y'all, if you want to do something, it don't have to be perfect. That's the reason why I did it. I could go to a studio, but I want y'all to hear the stories and listen and grow with me and just listen to the journey. But back to what I was saying, this event that I went to was just amazing. And if you're a young woman that's listening to this, find your space to where you can get around other young women that's vulnerable and that's relatable. And it was crazy because as they were speaking, young men too, if you young men listening to this too, get around, man. Come, inbox me, DM me. I can get you in the spaces is where people just growing and learning, and just meditating and whatnot. But um, it was just amazing how many of the people at this event were just speaking about their lives and just being vulnerable and just speaking about the things that they've been through. And it's crazy that most times I be vocal. I feel like tonight I just wasn't. I was just listening, you know. And although, what really made me think about it is like, okay, I don't know if some of y'all, most of y'all probably do follow me on Instagram. And it just made me think about like how like, I feel like I should be just a little bit more vulnerable on there. Maybe speak about some of the things that I do go through. Cause on my social media, it just seems like I get wins all the time, and it is not true. I don't have wins all the time. I do go through a lot of things, just like anybody else. But I also want to be inspirational, inspiring, and that's why I do post a lot of great things because I want to show the people that ain't really doing nothing just yet or trying to do something. I want to inspire them, show them that like it's possible. You can do it. Like I ain't had the confidence to throw an event last year in 2022. Like I'm gonna just be real with y'all now and just let y'all know, be relatable and vulnerable now. Like I didn't have the confidence, but if you go look on my Instagram, look how many events I've thrown this year coming out of my hiatus. Um, I didn't have the confidence, but I built the confidence. I threw the events and been fearless and not really knowing. And the reason I didn't throw the events last year is because I was scared. I didn't know how to throw events was one of them, and then two, I was scared. So what if somebody don't show up? You know. Um, but my life ain't perfect, and going to this event made me realize, it's okay to be a little bit more vulnerable. And I think the reason why I am so scared to share certain things is because people are judgmental in this world that we in. I don't know if anybody listening, but it's like anybody that's listening that feel the same way. It's like we keep a lot of stuff to ourselves because we just scared to share it because it's just people judge you. Uh, I done got my heart broke, from people throwing the things that I've been going through in my face. And I know people that's listening to this episode, you probably dealt with the same thing. And so just my whole thing is like, yeah, get out there, y'all. Let's listen to this. Get out there and just go to events. The way you find the events is just go to Eventbrite. You find these entrepreneur events or you find these wellness events. You find them circles. And when I was just at the event, one of the young dudes was like, it felt good coming to places and things like this because when people share what they've been through, you realize that you're not crazy. Like you're not the only one that's going through something like. And just the things that they were sharing just made me feel like, dang, I need to just be a little bit more vulnerable, and speak about some of the things I go through because, again, I don't have it all figured out. It was crazy when I was just at the event. Another guy a guy had walked up to me and was like, man, bro, I've been seeing you crazy on Instagram, and it's like. I have, right? And I got this favorite quote. I don't know if y'all probably heard me say this or made a post about it, but it's called "Win in Real Life." And I am winning to an extent in real life, but it's like, dang, you talking about going crazy on social media? all them proud of yous. I'm proud of I feel like I was going crazier, but hey, I appreciate it and I thank that and I thank her for that. But it's like, dang, like I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm going crazy. It's like when you're your biggest critic, you feel like you can do you should be doing better. And one of the things that he was talking about as well was uh being intentional. That's what he spoke about. The guy that was speaking was like being intentional and having an appreciation of where you at right now. Like really appreciating it. And it's crazy. I didn't share it there, but I want to share it with y'all. So I was thinking like when I was in my hiatus, a lot of things was going on. And it was crazy where I would think that I was in a bad position. And I was like, dang, it would mess with me. But it's like I got in a worse position and it was like, dang, I wish I appreciate where I was at before because now I'm in a worse position and I didn't appreciate where I was at. So it's like it made me appreciate where I'm at and I guess give myself grace on where I'm at and really appreciate myself and really like just really look at myself and be like, look how far you came. Because I feel like it's hard to do that when you're the main character. Like in my book, The Hiatus that I wrote that is about to drop in a little minute, I wrote about sometimes I wish I could step out and look at myself. Because sometimes when we the main character of our own life, it's hard for us to look at ourselves and look how far we've come. The only time you kind of really do feel like you came a long way is when somebody else tell you, like, dang, I'm proud of you. But it's like it's hard for me. It's kind of hard to take I'm proud of yous because of where I feel like I should be, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I don't see how far I really came sometimes, but I did come a long way. That's why I like to talk about defeating procrastination so much. That's why I like throwing these events to help other people, defeat procrastination or whatnot. And I want to help everybody. I just want to help the people that's listening as well. That's why I was speaking about these things. And I wanted to make these episodes different from my other podcast, Over the Top the Podcast. I wanted to get a little bit more personal with this podcast. I want to talk about more things, my story, my life. Maybe I go to an event, and after the event, I talk about what I experienced. Like what I just did. And again, to let you know, it don't have to be perfect. It don't got to be perfect. So if you listen to this right now, like I'm gonna tell you one of the things the guy said at the event. He was like, just think about a moment that really make you feel good, like a moment, a time something that just made you feel. Relive that in your mind. Like if you listen to this right now, just relive that right now. Like think about it. What was one of the best moments of your life? Think about that and just keep it in your head. Like just keep it in your head while you listen to this. And I share one of mine. I share this quite frequently. I actually wrote this in my book too, The Hiatus. But one of my moments is when I went to Orlando with my daughters last year. We had drove to Miami Beach or whatever. But while we was at the beach, this is my moment. This is my moment, y'all. So while we was on the beach, my daughters was playing tag with the ocean. I like to say that. They was playing tag with the ocean. But I could go back to that moment because it felt like a movie. Like everything was still. I just hear my daughters laugh and play and just splash with the water, playing tag with the ocean, the beach at the beach, and it just like it's one of the most happiest times of my life, and I really felt like I was in a movie. So like when a guy said that, it made me always think about that time. I wrote that in a book too, and it was a chapter called "I Cried." I cried in that chapter. It's called "I Cried." I cried thinking about that. But yeah, it's one of the most beautiful moments of my life. I have a second moment I want to share with y'all as well. Second moment was last year. I went on a picnic with my daughters, and this time it was just different. Like I always take my daughter to parks or whatever, but this time was a little different. I said, you know what? I'm about to turn my phones off, and I'm about to be in a moment. Oh, sorry for that. I'm about to be in a moment with my daughters, and I'm about to really just be in a moment. And so what I did was, I said, y'all, I turned the phone off. I said, y'all, let's go run in the field. We was at Garfield Park. We had a picnic over there. After we ordered a little food, I said, let's go run out here. Let's go run out here. So I put my phones down. And I said, come on, y'all. We got to running out in the field. I put my arms out. I felt the wind. I closed my eyes. I'm just running, and I'm just hearing them scream, daddy, daddy, daddy. But that was another moment of mine that was like beautiful to me. So I have two moments of my life that was the most beautiful moments that I could always go back to. that make me emotional, make me feel good because it was just, I guess, a moment. But so whatever moment y'all have in y'all mind, I mean, relive that moment, you know. But again, y'all gonna have to stay tuned and tapped in with future episodes. You know, every time I feel like I should speak, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna drop an episode, and y'all tap in with another one.